It's Friday evening, work week's done, you're pulling off Route 50 through your gate onto your own ground. No traffic, no HOA letter in your mailbox, no neighbor's Ring camera pointed at your driveway. Just the sound of nature doing its thing. Like it was doing before we got here, and like it'll keep doing long after we're gone. This property is almost 201 acres, located on Northwestern Pike in Romney, West Virginia, Hampshire County. About 2 hours from Northern Virginia, near the Virginia state line. And I'm going to walk you through every bit of it, because this property has a story to tell. When you drive through that gate and drive down the old wagon roadway, the first thing that opens up in front of you is a large pasture, cleared, usable ground, the kind of open land that gives you options: farming, grazing, food plots, a garden, livestock, horses. Completely unrestricted. No HOA. You want chickens? Get chickens. You want a barn? Build a barn. You want horses running in that field? Nobody's going to send you a letter about it. Now let's talk about those views. The ridge lines all around you are amazing. I don't know how you can put a dollar value on that. Hampshire County sits in the eastern panhandle of West Virginia, one of the most underrated pockets of land left on the East Coast. You've got the mountains, the privacy, the wildlife, but you're not so far out that you feel like you signed up for a survival show. This isn't an episode of Alone. You've got paved road frontage on Route 50 and multiple access points onto the property. Step back into the timber and the whole thing shifts. Mature hardwoods, the kind of canopy that settles you down whether you want it to or not. There's something about standing in the middle of the woods like this that slows your heart rate, makes you feel one with nature. Water on a piece of land like this isn't just a bonus, it's a foundation. It's the source of life, and this property has water. 3 ponds across 201 acres of mixed open ground and timber. That's habitat. That's water for your livestock. And then there's a spring. A natural spring right on the property. And it's not just a feature. It's actually what supplies the home on the property with water. This water coming out of the ground on its own, no municipal hookup, no water bill. The people who settled this part of West Virginia built their lives around springs like this one. They knew exactly what they were doing when they put roots down here. And you've got the same resource sitting on your ground. Let's talk about what's already standing on the property. You've got a barn, you've got outbuildings, and you've got an old turn-of-the-century home. Look, the home needs work. There are no available records on the septic system. Going to be something you want to look further into when you do your due diligence. The spring supplies the water, but the home itself, well, it's a project. Here's how I'd ask you to look at it. Somebody a long time ago stood on this ground and said, "This is the spot. This is where I want to build something." And they weren't wrong. 100 years later, the land is still here. The bones are still here. For the right person, someone who wants to put their hands into a place, make it theirs from the ground up, that's not a problem. That's the whole point. You've got cleared pastures, established structures, gravel driveway off of a paved road, utilities already on the property, the infrastructure is in place. You're not starting from zero. You're starting from a foundation somebody else laid and finishing it just the way you want. And if you want to build something new entirely, this property has multiple building sites, including locations that open up straight to those mountain views. Access on this property is pretty solid. Paved road frontage on US Route 50, private gated entrance, multiple access points. The access road coming off of Route 50 is established and usable. It is a shared right-of-way with other property owners. But once you get to your gate, it's all you. There's also a small easement near the corner of Route 50 and Grassy Lick Road. Hampshire County Public Service District, about 4/10 of an acre. Again, that doesn't affect your ability to access the property. These things exist, they're disclosed. If you decide you want to work with me, of course, I'll walk you through it all. What you're getting here is clean, usable, private West Virginia land at scale. Electric on the property, spring water, 3 ponds, 201 acres, with room to build, room to hunt, room to farm, and room to be just, well, left alone. I do want to mention one more thing before we talk about the wildlife, because I think it really matters. Property taxes. You know the government's got to get theirs. Property taxes on this parcel last year were right around $964. $964 for 1 year on 200 acres. West Virginia is one of the most favorable states in the country when it comes to land ownership costs. Hampshire County specifically, low taxes, unrestricted use. If you're thinking about this as a long-term hold, as a legacy piece, as something you're going to pass on to your kids, the carrying cost on this ground is almost nothing. When the property sells, it does get reassessed. So be aware of that, because the taxes could go up. Now let's talk about the critters that are living out here. Black bear, white-tailed deer, wild turkey, small game running through the timber. Hampshire County has a healthy, active wildlife population. And with almost 201 acres of mixed hardwood timber, open pasture, and natural water sources, this is exactly the kind of setup that holds animals year-round. Look, you've got the topography, you've got the water, 3 ponds and a spring, you've got the food source, you've got the cover. If you're a hunter, you already know what I'm describing. Whether you're hanging trail cams in August, setting stands in October, or just sitting on the porch watching a field full of deer at last light on a Wednesday, this property gives you that. Every season, every year. And here's something worth knowing. If you're a West Virginia resident landowner, the West Virginia DNR has a landowner license exemption. Resident landowners can hunt on their own property without purchasing a separate hunting license. That's a benefit that comes with ownership in this state. Factor it in. One more thing worth mentioning, and this speaks to a different kind of buyer. This property is actually made up of multiple tracts. This makes it much easier if you decide you want to sell a tract or two down the road. If you realize that 200 acres is more than what you need, you can always sell off a small portion. It's already conveniently subdivided. So we're just going to take a look at the overview of the map here. This red outline is obviously the border. Right here you have a roadway, right-of-way coming through. You can see from Route 50 coming in to about there. It's shared with these parcels bordering. Then it comes into the property where it's private. There is a gate right here. Right here you have the first house that's falling down. You have a run-in shed, a barn, the main house. You have a spring, a pond, another small pond. You have a larger pond up here on top of this hill. This is the highest point on the property, basically. I'll show you some contour lines. So you can see this is a wonderful building spot. I have it marked throughout this video. Definitely a great spot if you want to build. The northern part of the property, there is a small substation there. Dry run continues running through the property. As a matter of fact, the spring here feeds this pond and the small pond over to the side, and then it runs down and connects with dry run. There is a pond on the wetlands overlay, so it is spring fed. All of the green is agricultural zoning. Red is commercial. Yellow is residential. So you can see the entire property, all parcels are agricultural. Of course, you can live on agricultural land. This is the fiber optic map. There are portions of the property that are within the fiber optic service area. However, I could not get confirmation as to whether there are lines actually on the property or not. So let's bring it together. Almost 201 acres on Northwestern Turnpike, Romney, West Virginia. Paved road frontage on US Route 50. Gated, private entrance with multiple access points. Electric already on the property. Spring water. 3 ponds. Mature hardwood timber. Open pastures. No HOA. Unrestricted use. Horses absolutely welcome. A barn, outbuildings, and a turn-of-the-century home with character and bones. The potential to build something new on multiple locations on the property. Plenty of wildlife, and the mountain views that just don't photograph the same way they look in person. And about $964 a year in property taxes. The asking price is $799,900. For the acreage, the location, the topography, the infrastructure, the water, the access, and what this ground can become, that maths very well. I've sold enough land in this market, in this area, to tell you with confidence. Similar topography and much less acreage easily goes for $10,000 or more per acre. If any part of this video has been pulling at you, reach out. Call me, text me, whatever works for you. I always answer my phone. I'm Sid Belcher with Coldwell Banker Premier. I'm licensed in West Virginia and Virginia. You can reach out directly at 304-703-7272. I've listed some details and a link to the listing below. And hey, if you're not in the market today, subscribe anyway. I cover land across eastern West Virginia and northern Virginia, and I find properties most people never hear about.
This is why people are moving to West Virginia. Come on, let's go.